Hi, I'm back. Sorry, I had to. Hello, Casman. I was. I had to block that bot. Okay, so is there any questions about Lays, Libra Venus? Because actually, then I'm going to move on to Chen. That Chen, it's also a Venus in Libra, but Chen is different. Hey, Bitam, how are you? We missed you in the. I did the Venus series with the boys. We missed you there. We needed your insight. Kasma, I don't take personal readings on lives. I only do idols and idols that we had pre-selected before. Um, oh, you did? You have to give me your insight about that. You have to give me your insight. Like I was looking for all like we. I have jobbies present, but I wanted other jobbies as well, and I was like, oh my, but we had fun. Lay seems feels lonely and he trying to focus on his career. Yeah, exactly, Sarah. That's and I think that that's something that is hard for me to actually to avoid, because I know that we are talking about astrology placements, and I should be like, just like expressing the regular characteristics, that we all know already. But there's something about reading for Lay or connecting with his name, that it does like it gives something to my stomach, I don't know, like I want to cry or something, like, but definitely life hasn't been easy for him, and I think that if he is a guy that definitely he wants to be loved. He wants a relationship, just like we all in our own ways and styles of and different behaviors. We all want to be loved, but I think that for him, he has this very strong sense of um, integrity, and also he wants to rebuild himself. He wants to be a reliable partner for his future wife. So definitely he's working on himself to be that. I think that he is a guy that he will find love, and actually he will commit to someone. I believe he will get married, but I think that for him, that's a huge commitment. That now he still doesn't feel like he has the time of the or the energy to invest in that, And also with the Mars in Virgo, probably that guy is a workaholic. Just like a lot of idols, you get to see a lot of idols that do have Virgo Mars, Virgo Venus, and it's all about working, and it's all about, being a bit paranoid, about your productivity and being always like on the edge. Like, okay, that's why we have a lot of Virgo idols, because they're always aiming for perfection. They're always trying to perfectionate their craft. So I think that probably for them, um, for them, for him especially, he has to heal a lot about. I think that he doesn't fully trust people, and he must have his reasons to not trust people. I think that he is in an environment, in a business where there's a lot of fakeness. So I think that he wouldn't want to get his heart broken. I think that he wouldn't be able to take it because I believe that he's probably that kind of person that he falls in love with one woman or one person his whole life. I think that he is like that. This is why he shields himself so much behind his responsibilities, because there's a sense of, like, I know I'm a sucker for love, so I will shield myself, I will protect myself, and if love comes my way, I will run the other way, something like that. Which is more difficult to read, Lei or Sehun's feelings? They seem similar. Yes, Lei, definitely Lei. No, Sehun is not difficult. It's just that Sehun is Sehun is very resistant to. He's very stubborn, and actually, if he's serious or if he seems like it's not easy to approach him, it's because he does it on purpose to somehow, like, to resist people, to put boundaries to people. He just loves to do that, just to get people on their nerves. I think that is like, oh, you want me to do this? Oh, I'm not going to. You want me to answer this? I'm not going to answer it. That's and also for me, Sehun is someone that is very spoiled. He's very spoiled by everyone around him. He's very he's like the king of his castle, and I think that he's very lucky in that sense. It's just that he's an Aries, so he doesn't have time for people telling him what to do. You cannot tell an Aries guy what to do or how to behave or what to say. He will eventually do what he wants and what he pleases. So there's not much mystery to Sehun, actually. And I know there was someone yesterday that she asked me in the comment sections if actually Sehun is shy with the person that he likes, and I don't think Sehun is shy. I don't think that guy is shy at all. It's just that for him to make up his mind who is his type or if he's interested, it takes a while. And actually, probably, since he's a moon in Taurus, probably he loves to make people feel impatient toward him. And I think that probably he's the one that he gets hit the most. Like, it's ladies coming to him more than him making the first move, And he's like just there, living his life. I feel like Lei would be my husband material, but he would rarely be home, mostly at work. Yes, exactly, Vita. I think that him as a husband, he would be very committed, and obviously he would try to make everything to make it work. But I think that he wouldn't be very present, He would always be busy working. Or Sehun doesn't know how to approach a girl because Sehun is shy. I don't know if he's shy. I don't think he's shy. I don't think he's shy. This is I think that this is something that a lot of people have, and of course I'm not claiming I know these people, but for all the things that I get from them energetically, I think that there's this very perception of the magnets of the group being clueless about women or relationships. And actually, I think that there are a lot of magnets that could actually give some lessons to their older members, because I think that the magnets do get away with a lot of things. And they experience sometimes a bit more than the others that are a bit like more restricted or that they're always busy with other things. I think that this this sort of perception that the Magnets are shy and that they are awkward and that they run away from girls. No, guys, they run away from potential rumors that can ruin their careers. They don't run away from girls. Like, have you looked at them physically? Now, I think Sehun would just as shy as his partner is, but if his partner is bold, he probably will mimic that. Yep, so of course. And also, I think that he's not shy. He's reserved. That's very different. He's reserved. He's reserved. If he doesn't care about you, he's not going to talk to you. I always tell you, if an Aries guy wants you, they will make a move on you. They will let you know. And if they are not interested, you just have to keep waiting because, and also I think that his attribute of also being a moon in Taurus is someone that probably he takes his time. He's a slow. He's a slow. He's a slow at making a decision. He's a slow. So probably I think that probably the girls are more in following him and trying to make things happen. I think that he probably is just waiting for the invitation or something like that. But he's an Aries, so I think that eventually he would want to be like the one that initiates. But he's also a Venus in, I believe I said he's a Venus in Taurus, so yeah. So if things are going to be slow paced with him, you have to be patient. But he tends to mislead people, like in the sense that he makes you think. He has Mars in Pisces. He makes you think one thing about him, and then he changes. I think that what he makes people believe he's the opposite, and he just loves that. He loves to create this sort of narrative of like, oh, you think you know me? Oh, you have no idea who I am. Like, be very, very daring. That's something very controversial even. But of course, that since he is a moon in Taurus, he would always try to conduct himself with a lot of grace and with a lot of beauty, with a lot of elegance. Not being like, like aggressive or just in your face. I think that he would like watch his manners, and the way he shows himself. But he's an Aries and he's a man. Let's not forget that guy is a man, just like all the idols. There are no Prince Charmings, they are men. Okay, let's move on to Chen. Chen, the guy that for me he was meant to get married and have a family. And I'm happy that he has, because he is very sweet. He's a very sweet guy. He's a Virgo sun, but he has a Venus and Mars in Libra. So on the contrary of Lei, that Lei had this Mars in Virgo that somehow like it made it awkward for his idea of romance to somehow be a bit like difficult, especially in expression and in action. I think that in the case of Chen is a lover boy. Chen was born to love and be loved, and was born to be romantic, and was born to be in relationships. We know that he's married now, but I think that guy probably started dating at kindergarten. I don't know, because I know a lot of people that have, yes, that I don't know if he's a ladies' man actually. I don't know. I think that he enjoys being in relationships. Like he enjoys the benefits of having a partner. Because when you have a partner, you have a lot of experiences. So I think that for him, probably he's very experienced in relationships. He's very experienced, and since he has the charms of being a Venus in Libra, he probably doesn't have to do much to attract someone to him. He probably is and he also has his moon in Cancer. So he obviously has this very almost angelic kind of aura, very sweet, very water. He reminds me a lot of water, like very dreamy, like a dream boy, like someone that it's always in his feelings. And he probably is, despite him being a Virgo. I believe that he's very emotional, he's very emotional. Probably he's very sensitive. But he's also someone that he always gets the attention because he has this conjunction between Venus and Mars being in Libra. So definitely he knows he's attractive. The people that have Venus in Libra, they usually don't have much trouble like getting into relationships. Actually, relationships just happen in their lives. They wake up one day and they are someone's partner. So, and also in the case that probably he's a moon in Cancer, probably he's someone that he cannot help to fall in love. He's someone that he's always like driven by his emotions or his feelings. If he starts feeling feelings for someone, if he feels something for someone, he just has to do something about that. About that. Is he loyal? I was talking about loyalty yesterday, actually. I think that the term or the ability to be loyal, it has to do much more with our upbringings, with our mindsets, with the person that we are getting involved with the situation that we are in, how mature we are. It definitely has a lot of factors. Being loyal is not just like to say, oh, because you have these placements, you are going to be loyal forever. I believe probably that Chen is someone that definitely every relationship he found himself in or he was involved in, he did it from the heart. Really he put his heart into whoever he was involved with. In this case, we know that he's married, we know that he has children, so this is his reality now. And definitely I think that if he made that commitment and if he is with his partner, with his wife, if he is a married man, definitely he did it from the heart. Because I think that he's someone that emotionally he cannot lie to himself. He's a very emotional person, and probably he tried to do the right thing for all the parties involved. He also wants to be like a decent person, a decent man, a decent citizen. But sometimes, yes, this is like I was mentioning when I was talking about Venus Libra placements. Sometimes Libra placements, they get carried away a lot by their partners or the people that they are involved with. So sometimes, yes, they do have the luck, they do have the fortune to be in relationships, but at the same time, they also have to watch out to not get consumed by that relationship and to forget about all other aspects of their lives, especially other aspects that has to do with being independent and being an individual. Sometimes Libra placement people, they tend to get so much absorbed in their relationships that they forget about the world. So I think that in this case, for Chen and him being a public figure, I think that he was really close to lose his career. Thank God he didn't, because he's a very talented person. I support him 100%. But I think that that was sort of his energy, like him trying to do the right thing, him like falling in love with someone, and having a baby, and these things happen to all of us. It's just that, well, he is a public figure, so there's a lot of people making opinions. It's always going to be like this. Actually, being famous, it's somehow you have to take it because it's part of the path that you choose. But yes, there were people that were being very disrespectful. Um, but I think that if he has to be true to his nature, probably relationships had always been his priority. Probably he's a guy that he's used to be in relationships. He's used to having girlfriends. He's used to, like, okay, I'm working, but I'm thinking of my significant other, or I'm working here, and I'm like growing in my career, but at the same time I'm thinking that I want to see my partner, that I want to go visit them, that I miss them, that they are very devoted. Like, it seems like their personality trait is being in a relationship, and they cannot stand loneliness very much. Oh, I don't know about that, Sarah. That's something that is up to them. I wouldn't be able to tell you that. That's personal. That's something that I think that a lot of idols will do it, but I don't know. I think that being having a family of your own, and being a public figure, it's sort of a conflict of interest. And even though the fans are very supportive, and we actually get really happy when we hear about this, there's a large portion of people that are against it. So, you know, I don't know. I think we will hear about it. I think that 2023 probably is going to be also a year of a lot of announces of people being in relationships. And actually, I think that maybe some idols are like secretly married already. I think that that's also a possibility. But, um, there's a lot of toxicity in all the fandoms. So I don't know. I think that they better hide that very well, because it's not good. It's not good. Um, People are very horrible sometimes. So yeah, I see them like trying to hide it, or trying to, deny it, or trying to, like, evade it. And actually, to be honest, like I do read sometimes for some idols, and some of them do not have the emotional maturity of having a family. So I think that's maybe that's a reason why they are so devoted at the moment of being part of a group, or being a soloist, or being an entertainer, because not because they are seductive, or they are like a beautiful figure, or like a loving figure to the fans. It means that they can be great partner potential. Like, I think that there are a lot of idols that are very, just like all of us. This is not just, this is what I want to say, that the fact that you are famous, it doesn't mean that you are better at relationships. Actually, sometimes they are not very good at relationships, and that's why you sometimes get this sudden news of people breaking up, or of people like not lasting very long, and everyone is like, oh no, it's because they are busy, and no, it's because of the fans ruin their relationships, and no, sometimes it's because probably the idols, females and males, they are not mature enough to sustain a relationship, because sustain a relationship, it takes a lot of effort. And if for us, the regular mortals, for us it's really draining, and it's difficult to know if you're doing the things right. Imagine if you're like a busy person. Imagine if you have like the whole world looking at every single move that you make. So it's not easy. Hello, Parvati. Oh, I just finished. I was talking about Chen. I finished. I had Pendant Lei and then I had Chen. And I was talking about Chen. You know, I had to do a post, like a list, because I have to do the 2023 readings for the groups. So I will have to make a post so people can actually like leave their recommendations. Oh yes, I did. I did, Prabhati. I did. I love it. Actually, he did so much for his birthday. He released pictures. I think that he sent some messages. Then he went live. Then Q also went live that day. So there was like a lot of content that day. Oh yes, I read about that as well. A lot of fans are mad that producer allegedly. Mm. Yeah, I heard about that as well. Oh, what can we do? Hey Mariana, welcome back. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Oh, yes, I watched a few of the boys dancing to Hot. It was so cute, but yes, I'm waiting for them to upload the. I know that NCT 127 was going to perform at 10 because Yuta told us. I love it that he lets people know at what hour he's going to come in to be to be on the show. I love this. So just in case you want to avoid all the other performances and if you're just waiting to see me, I'm going to be live at this hour. Oh my god. I'm going to appear at this hour. If I wasn't a multi-fan, I would totally follow his advice and I would just wait for until the hour he yes, Yusa leaks everything. This time too he did. Yeah. He's hilarious. Is anyone watching Alice in Borderland, or am I the only crazy person that just loves that series? And I actually like I finished that series in 2 days, like, and and I started like in the evening of first day, and then I finished it yesterday. I cried so much, like, oh my. I don't understand why no one is saying anything. Like, I don't know if maybe. Ah, okay. I'm going to do a reading for Kento because I love him. I love, actually, he's my favorite because he tends to actually like participate and be the main lead in a lot of like live action movies. And we know that sometimes live action movies can be very disappointing. But the last ones he had done, they were hilarious. And actually, the first one I believe that I watched of him, it was Another. I loved that live action. Oh, really? Gravity performed with JYP's group back. Must say they ate. Oh, I hope that guy approves because he's. I always call Kento the Japanese Lino, the Japanese Lino. Ah, they did Happy. That song has to win Song of the Year because every idol was dancing to that song. Like, and I am a fan as well, so I think that they should be given like Song of the Year. Yes. Yes, Alice in Borderland was really popular when it was released. Actually, I think that I enjoy it now that I finished season two. I think that I enjoy it more than Squid Game. You know that when Squid Game came, it was all like really like, you know, a shock for a lot of people, especially the ones that don't watch K dramas. They were like obsessed with the Squid Game. But let's remember that also Squid Game has a bit of, there was like a Japanese movie that, I don't remember the name of the movie. I think that it was Guts something. That it was this giant head that also like it would attack on students. It was very 90 something, like very old movie. But definitely Japanese did start that trend of these survivals kind of like shows. I mean, and and I definitely do love Alice in Borderland. I think that the games were a bit more interesting than the first season. Um, so yeah. Thank you, Katian, for your donation. Thank you so much. Is the first time I'm reading your name or? So I'm definitely enjoying. Like I think that we waited 2 years for season two. So definitely I am I'm very happy with the season two. Yes, I'm very happy. Like uh, I definitely think that this season was a bit more emotional, a bit more emotional. Um, Probably the thing that annoyed me a lot, and I think that probably this is something that if you read mangas or anime, you know that there's always this moment where I don't know, where they are in this huge fight and somehow the monologue starts. There's either the bad guy or the protagonist, they start like talking. And suddenly, time just freeze. And they start talking, oh, because, fairness and love and unity and rights. And they start this monologue that this is very manga, this is very anime. But it's like, come on, like, like you were fighting seconds ago. Like, time is running out. Like, come on, stop talking. Like, stop talking. Like, I don't know. I get very impatient when that happens. And also for the shiny fans, we know that the Minos series is already available. At least it's available here in my country, in Latin America. So I don't know if maybe it was premiering sooner in your parts of the world, but here in Latin America it's also. So I'm very excited. And also was paying attention the other day that it was announced on Netflix. I don't know if maybe some of you do have it, but it's an anime that it's a thriller actually that is called Monster. And if you haven't watched it, I think that it says it's premiering on January, I believe. And I loved Monster. I think that I watched the whole episodes. I watched it on YouTube back then. But it's, I think that's a masterpiece when it comes to thriller. So if you are into thrillers, I definitely recommend you watching. I can't believe JYP dragged every group to watch his freaking concert. Yeah. Yeah, that guy is so full of himself. Like, yes, it's really good. So, how are you feeling? What time is it over there, guys, where you are? He's not trying to show what's there to be full of. Oh, my Samara. Um, so, what are you doing for Christmas Eve? Like, here we call it Nochevieja. Oh, 9 a.m. Okay. So we are early. Oh, 10 a.m. Oh, 3 p.m. Oh, Parvati, you are near. 7. Um, so what are you planning to cook? Do you have anything cooked already? Because here it's like a whole event. But in my case, like it's not anymore because it's just me and my dad. So we already prepared the food. and I'm just going to prepare the salad. The salads like later. Do you know what is an ashaka? No, no, I have no idea. Ashaka is a typical meal from Venezuela. It's made of corn like the arepa. Oh, oh, wow. Is Vita still here or she left? We're just going to watch Christmas movies like every year. Yeah, I do that as well, Jenny. I do it as well. I love it. It's bring me peace. Like, I had worked for many years at malls, at shopping malls, so we would have a very exhausting Christmas season, especially because we would like have this very long shift, dealing with people from the beginning of November, like with all these Christmas songs, Christmas carols, and so, by the time we got to the Christmas Eve, we were so done. Like, we just couldn't, like, keep our eyes open on the table, like, and I think that I got very exhausted when it comes to the Christmas season. I don't enjoy it that much. I just want to be left alone, and I just want, like, to have, to have dinner and just go to sleep. And I don't know if it's go to sleep, but maybe just relaxing, watching a movie, or just like relaxing. There are some parts of my family that they invite us to go over, to have a drink with them, and I'm like, no, I'm tired. I don't want to see anybody. Like, I want to go back to sleep. Like, I want to be by myself. But it's different. The ashaka has a lot of ingredients inside. Oh, has ingredients inside. Oh, I'm going to Google that later. I have yet to watch a Christmas movie which is low key kind of bad. Yeah, when you somehow like you start looking for. Actually, my favorites to watch during Christmas season is The Simpsons, but I don't know why they are not available anymore, like on TV. But it used to be very popular. They would do like this sort of like 24 hours of The Simpsons, and it was very funny. Yes, family gatherings are quite exhausting in my opinion. Yes, especially with the awkward questions of like, what is what is your boyfriend, what is your girlfriend, and if you have a boyfriend and girlfriend, when are you getting married, and if you are get married, when are you having children, like, like those. And also the annoying, like, family members that get drunk and start talking nonsense and fighting people on the table. Like, I don't want that. I don't want that while I'm eating. I don't want that drama. I prefer to be by myself. And probably tomorrow I'm going to do a reading for the BTS Taeyong, BTS B, because his, Capricorn season is here. Capricorn season is here finally. So to celebrate that Capricorn season is here, we are going to start reading for one of the I would say the most famous Capricorn idol, but he's on the top five. So yes, we're going to start with B. What are your favorite Capricorn idols? Yes, B, a BTS B, and the voice Chuchon. He's not my bias. Just to clarify it, he's not my bias. He's my friend's bias, so I'm not going to start a fight with her. He's her bias, but definitely I love Jujon's stage presence, so definitely he's my favorite. Um, JB probably also. JB is very masculine. I love his energy. Um, yeah, and that's it. Yeah, and Jenny probably Jenny. Actually, I was laughing the other day because I was telling my army friends that I'm not a blink, but when you have to choose like a picture for your Netflix account, for your Netflix profile, and mine has Jenny's face. Like like I choose Jenny's photo to have it on my Netflix account. So she's my bias, but I'm not a blink. Oh, Sana. I was forgetting about Sana. Yeah, Sana, it's amazing. Sana is amazing. Mine are Sewan, V, Joshua, Jenny, and I would say Sana and Dio. My favorite Capricorn has to be Jisoo. Oh, yes. I kind of feel like there are a lot of Capricorn idols. Yeah, it's because if they are not Capricorn, you probably see a lot of idols that have like Capricorn moons. For example, in Icon, there's like all of them like have a strong Capricorn placements. Like I believe that there are three Aquariuses that have moon in Capricorn. No, two Aquariuses that have moon in Capricorn, one Capricorn Sun, Bobby is a Venus and Mars in Capricorn, and then you have the other one that it's June, that he is an Aries, but he also has a moon in Capricorn. So everything about Icon is Capricorn actually. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, actually, I'm like that myself. Like, for example, I'm very picky about what companies I work for. Like, I do a lot of research. I prefer to work with known brands. Like I don't feel comfortable like working with a business or something that I do not know their presidents. I do not know, they don't have a reputation. They do not have like a brand name for themselves. They don't have a trajectory. I always, whenever I'm like job hunting, trying to find a new job, or a new place to work in, I try to always go for the companies that have a sort of like a status, because I want to add to that status. Like I want them to be known. I don't want them to just be unofficial or not trustworthy. Um, and this is something that actually, when I started like I wouldn't say that this channel is my brand, but that nowadays with influencers and everything that is available on the internet and in the media, I also had to think a lot about my own brand, and okay, my vision, what I wanted to deliver, how I wanted to introduce myself to this, how I was going to do this, and that takes a lot of planning, and actually it's a lot of work because since you do it yourself, like I do not have any partners, nor except for you guys that you sometimes you give me advices about how to run things or how to expand or little details that I have to like take into consideration when I post something. I think that I have done very well by myself, but it's a lot of work. Yeah, at least for me, as a Capricorn, like I'm very observant in that sense. Like I want what I give to have a sort of value. I don't want it just to be popular and that's it. Or being controversial and that's it, or being full of clickbait, and actually not delivering what I promised to the audience. I try to be very transparent with what I see. Actually, sometimes when I'm on on TikTok, a lot of like tarot tarot readers doing lives, and especially here in Argentina, I come across a lot to those people like reading cards live, and they charge a lot of money for just to answer yes or no, and to give like a very random like answer, and it seems like they are playing cards actually, not reading the tarot, and I'm like, I wouldn't be able to do that because I'm very like profound. Once I start reading cards, like I cannot, like, I know how to give a very precise answer of feedback, but at the same time I have to take my time to do the readings. Like I don't want it to be express, like okay, like express, like I don't read like that. So whenever I hear this some people that say that they are tarot readers and they go live on TikTok, and sometimes I come across their lives, and I stay a bit I stay a bit on their lives just to listen to what they have to say, and some of them are awful. Like, how come you can read that by pulling those cards? Because I'm looking at the cards and I'm like, those cards don't mean what you're saying. Like, what are you saying? Like, why do you lie to people? Like, I don't know, guys. I don't know. I don't know. There's a lot of things here on the internet that maybe for us Capricorn, that we are a bit old fashioned. We sometimes are like, oh no, like I don't like this. Like this is too fishy. Like for example, like I'm a tarot reader, but I don't fit into the Luluness. I don't fit fantasies. I try to be very rational about what I see. And if I give you an advice, I try from using the cards, I try for it to be very helpful, that can help you build something for you. Like if you want to achieve something, that this advice can help you and not just fit into your fantasies. This is why probably when I read for idols or when I give descriptions about idols, I always remind you, like, if you are listening to a tarot reading of mine and then you are going to refute and be like, oh, but in this interview he said this or she said this, or there are a lot of videos where they are found doing this and this and this, so you're lying. And it's like, okay, if you think that you have the certainty, um, of you actually watching a few videos and that you already made your mind that this is how they are, like just don't watch tarot readings. Like if you already have like a picture of who you think that these people are, like great, do you do you. But for me it's also complex to pull cards for idols because The cards are very straightforward. The cards are very like they go straight to the the energy. So sometimes I don't what they say that they're going to do and what I'm seeing in the cards is very different. Is very different. So yes, I can be wrong. That's also a possibility, but also it can be that we actually do not see what's going on behind the scenes, and and that everything that has to do with an idol is perfectly taken care of, and you know that not everything that you see is reality. So, and their images are very well taken care of, are very well, especially the most famous ones. They, or the ones that are popular, there's a bunch of people behind their publicity and behind their image that will make sure that you don't know a lot of things about them. And that's okay. That's okay because it's part of what you are consuming. You are consuming a fantasy, so you're also allowing them to sell you a fantasy. But if you go to the tarot to ask deep questions, like also be open-minded to receive that deep message. Like a lot of them were doing tarot readings on future spouses of K-pop idols. This is getting out of control. Yeah, like I said at the beginning, I think that it was like at the beginning of one of the first readings that I done in my channel. I done a reading like explaining why me as a tarot reader, I don't do future spouse readings, because you don't know, guys. You don't know if these people are going to get married. You don't know if they believe in marriage. You don't know if they get married and get divorced. You don't know if their partners will cheat on them. You don't know if they will cheat on their partners. So does it add to their trajectory as musicians? No. Why do you want to know? Why is it important for you to know? I think that it's very interesting, and actually, like, I love to do this series about them as ideal romantic partners or what they find ideal. I think that that's a very respectful, and also it's a very cute way of you wanting to know what kind of partner your bias would be. I think that that's not intrusive. That's not intrusive, actually, you wanting to know, how they would be in a relationship, for example. You know, that's not intrusive. I think that that's part of the fantasy. We are here for the fantasy. We love these people. But it's all like very like fantasy based. It can change. Like I said, one idol, I can pull cards for them and be like, okay, their ideal partner is this female, or this male, or this energy in specific. But then I can pull cards, 3 weeks from now, and it's going to change and it's going to be different because we are changing. I think the issue is they don't realize that marriage is extremely complex. Exactly. Marriage is not like, oh, your idol was just minding his own business, and they just lock eyes with their ideal partners and they just met and they just fell in love and they got married right away 2 weeks. This is not a fanfic. This is real life. And actually, for a famous person to be able to accomplish, to have a stable relationship, to have a stable bond, like a toxicity-free relationship with the person that they like, is very complex. It's very complex. And probably they also fear intimacy. There's a lot of idols that they fear intimacy, that they will not go that deep in their bonds, either because they are busy, they are tired, they are exhausted. These people have a lot of limitations to their personalities, to their images. So it's not that they just can like, oh, come, let's go out, meet new people. You know, they have a lot of pressure on their minds, on their bodies. So they are not 100% available to meet people, to go that deep, to open up, you know, because there's also this huge fear of betrayal. You know, what if you meet someone, they meet someone that they think that is the one, and actually this person is like is a son or is a liar or is someone that wants to take information out of them, that want to blackmail them, you know, that want to use them for their popularity. We never know. We never know. It happens. It happens to regular people, you know. Some of these idols are going through a lot in real life, and they themselves are trying to grow mature as person. It's a bit hypocritical to want to know about their future spouse, and then they get mad at them for actually getting married or being in a relationship. Exactly. They are technically in a industry where your friends or family can snitch on them. Yes. Have you seen how many idols were actually like betrayed by their own family members? Like, you know, like not even the most famous ones are, you know, are free of that. So it's complex, guys, it's complex. And there's also a lot of manipulation. You definitely have to be very strong-willed. I definitely, you know, would want to be a fly on the wall the moment that actually that Bobby, that Icons Bobby and that Chen were able to speak up and be like, okay, I have to tell you something. Like, my girlfriend is pregnant and I'm going to become a father. I would want to be a fly on the wall to see how that conversation went with their company and with the people in the company. I like, can you imagine how that, you know, that how that whole like instance changed the paradigm of what is to be an idol and what an idol is supposed to be like, you know. And I'm so proud of them because actually like it mustn't have been easy, you know. It like I can imagine the whole anxiety inside of them before and not knowing how to release the. But I think that that's a whole change in the paradigm, you know. And actually, if you do consume K dramas or if you do consume, you know, these shows, sometimes it's very noticeable that jealousy and being envious, like envy, is very present in the Korean society. You know, the competitiveness of you are famous for something or you are, I don't know, handsome or you're rich, and there's always someone in the back like trying to take that away from you. So, you know, I think that there's a lot of inferiority complex in the Korean society. You know, this need to be perfect and this need to keep, you know, it seems like you always have like a hidden enemy, you know. So I meant, why are fans mad at Chen for getting married? Yeah, It's just like I was mentioning, Parvati, when I read Chen. Definitely, with all the placements that Chen has, he was born to be a family man. He was born to be married, to be someone's husband. Because I think that even it's stronger than actually being an artist. Because I think that definitely he's a guy that his identity, or probably his evolution as an individual, it also has to do with him having his own family, like him also, like he needs his tribe, he needs his people, he needs to have his little family, it somehow adds value, and also it adds a purpose to his life, it gives it meaning. Otherwise, if he would be an eternal bachelor, if he would be like someone that would only be concentrated on being famous and that's it, not only he would be like very miserable, but also he would make a lot of people miserable around him, with his with being like only focusing on himself. The energies that he has enables this possibility of him like creating a family, creating life, creating a bond, emotional bond. He's someone that, yes, he probably is very talented, and we know that he sings like the angels, but he needs like his people. He needs his tribe. He needs to have someone that loves him to wait for him after the show is over. He's not meant to have that very lonely idol or artist kind of life where they go back to their rooms in their hotels after a concert and they're just by themselves, like eating by themselves. Like, because that's the reality. I don't know if you had ever observed, but I had observed that in a lot of like these sort of documentaries about these not idols, actors or singers, soloists, females and males, when they have these documentaries where they are being followed around, you definitely do see and you are able to witness how lonely is to be famous. Because yes, the adrenaline, yes, you just shared a moment and you perform in front of thousands of people, but then at the end of the day, you are alone. You are alone in your hotel room. And if you find company, or if you find someone that you can spend the night with, it's going to be very brief, and it's going to be full of a lot of protocols, because since you are famous, you have to get that person to sign a deal, to not a confidentiality deal, to not say anything, so there's no magic in that encounter, because you just need people middling in, and you just need mediators, and you just need like everyone around you trying to fabricate and this opportunity for you to be intimate with someone. So it's not that special. You are not that special. So being an idol, or being with an idol, or being with a famous person is not that glamorous. It's not that, it's neither for them nor for the people around them. It's all about, protecting the image. So, it's not for everyone. I hope our idols find inspiration like Chen and Bobby to get married. Hope that too. Idols deserve to be happy with a special one. Yes, I think so. And I think that you will definitely like see, I definitely sense that there's going to be a lot of more unions, like a lot of more like actually, dating rumors, but also like dating news, not rumors, just, actually the idols like letting people or the fans know that they are in a committed relationship and that they are proud of it. I think that definitely we have to think about their well-being as well. We always are claiming that the guys and the girls need to be taken care emotionally, and they have to have like mental care, like, to, they have to be like taken care of, but they also have to have the freedom to choose who they want to love, and just let them experience love, but sometimes relationships don't work out, and they can also like go through breakups and traumatic events, and actually think about it. Sometimes people are very, very harsh to judge when they see that an idol's body language changes. It's like, oh, what happened to him? Because he used to be so funny, or look, he's not smiling. Look, he's not interested in being there. Or look, he looks like he's bored. And actually, you don't know what's going on in their minds. You don't know. Like, they have a life. Like they are humans, like 24/7. Like, it's not like they are a machine that is turned on when they are in front of the camera, and then when the camera is off, they are turned off. And they are like put back into a box. They are humans. They go through experiences. They probably get bad news as well. They have worries like everyone. They struggle with confidence like everyone. So yeah. Okay, guys, I'm going to go. I think that I finished this series, and I'm happy because last night I was like, oh, I was a bit sorry because I couldn't, but I didn't want to rush, the description. Like how Dio once said that he just wants to be a farmer and live a fuss-free life with his wife. Yes, and actually that's very Earth-like. That's very practical. Actually, it's not that he pretends that the fans will keep like paying his bills until he's like 60. No, he definitely wants to be someone productive, like outside of being famous, or somehow had been famous with a group. He probably wants to be like a working person, like he wants to be productive and to be able to provide for his family, in a very simple but at the same time in a very useful way. you know um, this is something that I think that also hear this about, for example, the football players, the soccer players. Here in Latin America, soccer is very important. And actually, to become a famous soccer player, it's every little boy or little girl dream, to become that famous player. But I always hear their parents like advising them, like, don't skip school, like keep going to school, like keep studying, don't forget about your studies, because you don't know if you're going to make it, because it's not only you that you want to make it. There's a lot of competition in sports. There's a lot of competition, like your also your activities, the years that you are going to be active are very also very narrow, so you have to think really well. Do you have another option? What if you don't make it? And this is also probably for idols as well, because if you don't make it, if you haven't been able to be part of a successful group, you have to go back to reality, and you have to have a backup plan. You have to have a plan B about, okay, how are you going to support yourself? Like, what is your next step, like outside of the popularity that you enjoy today, or outside of all the good things that you enjoy today, like, afterwards, after this is over, like, how are you going to support yourself, and how are you going to support, I don't know, if you have family of your own, how are you going to support them, you know so I think that being a farmer definitely is a very, like, I would marry Dio definitely because it's farmer sounds okay, like. Oh, thank you, Mariana. Yes, guys. So I hope that you have a very loving and Merry Christmas. And I'm thankful for you. I'm thankful that we made it to here. And of course, I appreciate your support. And I hope that you have a beautiful night and a beautiful moment with your loved ones. And to know that you are not like alone, that we are always here, that yes, we are a close community because we are not that many. We are not that many people, but the ones that we are here, we really like are committed to be here. You know that since because I started working long hours, some of my lives were like really, I was very drained, I was very tired, and probably when I start working again, I will go through periods of feeling very exhausted, but definitely I don't want to give up this channel. I want to keep like, taking your recommendations, and I want to keep working and making the channel grow. And also for you to keep hearing about your biases. I know that we all are here because we love K-pop, and we respect them and we are curious about them, and we want them to do great. So yes, this is our little moment of community. So thank you guys and Feliz Navidad. See, Merry Christmas.